Welcome to the studio. It's Froyle here, and I'm so glad you've joined me today. I'm sharing my heartbreak with you. I have a painting that I hate, but I'll show you how I fixed it. Now, I know hate is a little extreme, but that's how I felt. There are some great lessons to learn from this story. I hope you're going to join me. It all turns out in the end. Now, I started with some of my favourite colours. Diox purple, Amsterdam pewter, iridescent white, metallic copper, metallic gold and quin magenta. Absolutely beautiful colours. I mixed them with the pouring medium. I used the Atelier pouring medium mixed with the Floetrol. Yes, it's the Australian Floetrol because I live in New Zealand. 50% of each, mixed it up and then added that to the paint. 1 part paint, 3 parts pouring medium, and there's my beautiful colours. Now, I started with a puddle pour on the canvas, and don't they look beautiful? They're all sitting so lovely and nice together. What a beautiful palette. I ran a comb through it. I wanted to break them up, create a bit more texture, a few different shapes, and everything's moving along beautifully. Now, with this particular painting, I tried my first ever swipe. My swipe mix is made up of 1 part paint and I think maybe 3 parts of the Australian Floetrol. Absolutely fabulous. This is the only palette knife I have. Yes, I know it was too big, but I was busting to try it. Put the swipe mix on, ran it over the paint, and look how glorious the pattern is. The lacing was fabulous. The colours look great, and I should have stopped. Lesson number 1, stop while you're ahead. But did I stop? No, of course I didn't. The painting dried up beautifully. I still didn't stop. I wanted to add some of these fabulous Art Deco shapes, put them on with a stencil. I wanted to create a focal point or some embellishments. I just wanted more. So I put them on with tacky when dry. Now, I had a bit of a problem with the tacky when dry. It wasn't tacky enough when it was dry. When the medium is wet, it's white and it dries perfectly clear. You do have to wait for it to become perfectly clear before you put on your deco foil. But I should have known, it was already an omen. Because when I put the transfer foil on, oh man, what? It wasn't tacky enough even though it was dry, and it didn't actually work. I tried a few times putting the transfer foil on. I rubbed it harder. I really did try. It didn't work. It just didn't work. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. It just didn't stick. But not to be perturbed with that, I don't give up easily. I am persistent. So I decided to paint the same colour in on my shapes instead of the transfer foil. So I put the copper, I think it was iridescent copper, onto the shapes. But then when I pulled up my stencil, I know, I'm not winning. They're a beautiful shape. The background is magnificent, but together they are clashing. What lesson am I up to? Oh, number 2. You can't put a very patterned embellishment on a really patterned background. Yeah, it's a tough lesson to learn because I thought it was going to look amazing. It doesn't look amazing, but I had another idea. I thought if I painted over it with the Diox purple, then it would be really dark and it would stand out and it would solve my crisis. So that's what I did. The purple looks amazing. I then touched it up with a little bit of the iridescent bronze fine, my favourite. It's an Art Deco pattern. The shapes look beautiful. They are standing out a lot better now against the background, and I really thought I could live with it. It does look really pretty. Look how it shines in the light. The shapes are quite beautiful. So then I decided to string it and hang it on the wall in my studio and see what I thought. But after a month of looking at it, I've decided, no, I hate it. I don't like it at all. So, number 3 lesson. If you hate your painting, take it off the wall or pull it out from where you stuffed it behind the cupboard and have another go. Don't be scared to try again. Don't be afraid to try something else, push it further, have another go at it. What about we just paint over the whole thing entirely? Now, that's a brilliant idea. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, this time I'm not using such a big palette. I've got black, pearl white, 2 different shades of bronze, and the magenta. So not so many colors this time. I've poured them on the canvas. They really do look absolutely beautiful. And then I bust out my favorite ingredient. Now this is a Liquitex acrylic spray paint in antique gold. I absolutely love it because it's an acrylic spray paint. You can spray it right on the paint. It beads up, it creates fabulous textures, and when you move it around, oh man, it's looking glorious. Now, there's a few things to notice here. The gold disperses beautifully on the surface of the acrylic paint. I love that. It's such a great way to create interesting texture. And you can see my weird shaped cells that are formed in a pattern. And that was because my other favorite ingredient, I snuck a little dash of the black acrylic enamel, the Deco Art acrylic enamel in black into the black. So it had a little dash. I was trying an idea. I really do love to experiment. My paintings really are all about creative expression, experimentation, and the fun of just seeing what happens on the canvas. So that's got a little bit of the acrylic enamel. I've got the spray paint on the top. I'm thinking the painting's looking beautiful. And the other thing to notice is you can see the Art Deco shapes that are underneath the paint, and I know when this paint dries you're going to see them even more clearly, which I'm figuring is going to look a lot better than it did originally. Have a look at how beautiful the painting has dried. I had another idea. I know, I'll try not to wreck it this time. I'm going to use the Liquitex pouring medium and a little bit of the beautiful shimmering gold. This is an FW. It's an interference color. It's a beautiful gold color, but you only see it on dark surfaces or when the light's right. Yes, I do love to experiment. So I've put the pouring medium on and I'm brushing in the fabulous shimmering gold, which I mixed with a little of the pouring medium because I wanted it all blend together just a little bit, not too much. Tell me. I mean, don't wreck it. Don't put on too much. I do have a tendency to do that, but it's looking beautiful and I'm thinking we're going to be okay. Have a look at how beautiful the painting has dried up. Yes, we've gone from hate to love very fast. Very fast. What I love about it is you can see the Art Deco shapes that are coming through from under the paint. I love the cells there from that little sneaky bit of the acrylic enamel, and I love the spray of the spray paint. I think these techniques are fabulous. They create incredibly interesting textures. Now, there's so much to learn from this extreme journey. I know it was traumatic, but it ended really well. I love the painting. And I'm thinking that because these shapes are so incredible and you can see them so beautifully now coming through the painting, what about if we started a painting on purpose and put the shapes in first and let that dry and then poured the paint on? It would have that effect. I'm going to try it. What do you think? I think I'm going to definitely try that idea. Loving the acrylic enamel in the paint. That was a little sneaky dash in the paint. That worked out well. The spray paint I've used quite a few times. I love it. It's fabulous. These are great techniques for experimenting and seeing what you create. They're beautiful, unique paintings. You can't reproduce them. Not that you'd want to go through that trauma, but But it's a whole lot of fun. I want to encourage you to keep trying. If your ideas or your paintings haven't worked the first time, they're not overly successful, you're not happy with them, don't give up. Just try again. Pour another layer on the top. You never know what you're going to learn or how it's going to turn out, and it might go from hate to love really fast. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you are encouraged with my traumatic but ultimately fabulous journey. I've learned so much. I'm loving these techniques and I really love my painting. It's going to look absolutely beautiful on the wall. It's a great experiment. The painting's beautiful. So come back and join me next time and let's see what we're doing in the studio.